Yeah, Americans should be worried about money, and here's why. A new Wells Fargo study found that over half of Americans, 56% to be exact, are worried about their finances right now. And the study showed that due to the current state of the economy, two-thirds of Americans have cut back on their spending habits. And over a third of people have resorted to dipping into their retirement funds. Does that sound like you? I mean, that's just to make ends meet right now. And so many of them are using these savings not to go buy extravagant things. They're using it to pay medical bills or the rent. And when you consider some of the major factors affecting people right now, it's no surprise that Americans are worried about money. For instance, credit card debt and credit card delinquencies are at an all-time high right now. Consumer debt in the fourth quarter of 2023 reached over $1 trillion, according to data from the Federal Reserve Bank of New York. And not only are balances skyrocketing, but people are putting less money towards paying their debt off right now. So why people are getting into this hole in the first place? What is happening here? Well, a big factor is inflation and the rising cost of, just about everything. This is putting immense pressure on Americans because everything is more expensive. But people aren't making more money to cover those costs. Plus, with interest rates up, it costs more money to borrow than ever before. If you need to buy a house, a car, take out a loan, it's going to put a big pinch in your wallet right now. And on top of that, student loan payments are resuming this year, requiring people to come up with a few extra $100 per month that they've simply become accustomed not spending because of the pandemic and all the sort of artificial stimulus that President Biden foisted on the American people. Now, we know that Americans are ill prepared for retirement and have little to no emergency funds available right now. So when you take all of this into account, is it any wonder that people are worried about money? I know from experience that when you have mounting credit card debt, it can really affect you. Remember, I had $75,000 worth of credit card debt. It haunts me to this day. And it was debilitating thinking about the amount of money that I couldn't pay off these bills. I was just paying the bare minimum every month just to keep scraping on by. I know how that feels. A LendingTree survey found that 35% of Americans lose sleep over money. The financial stress is no joke, and especially when it starts impacting your health. It should be taken seriously. If you've ever fallen into the trap of credit cards before, you know that this is a horrible situation to be in. It can take years to dig yourself out of this hole. But the sad truth is most people don't know a better way. Here's the kicker, though. Despite all of this, the same LendingTree study found that 79% of Americans consider themselves to be good money managers. Most Americans are simply doing what they've been told. They work 9-to-5 jobs, they contribute to a 401k, and put anything they have into a savings account. Those awful savings accounts with a 0.01% return. But it's clear that none of this works. And if you're using these old methods and outdated systems, they no longer work in today's economy.